Dear students, let us continue Act 4, Scene 1 from where we stopped. Iris, of her society, be not afraid. I met her deity cutting the clouds towards Paphos, and a son thou drawn with her. Here thought they too have done some wanton charm upon this man and maid, whose woes are that no bed right shall be paid ere Haman's torch be lighted, but vain. Mars' hot minion is returned again, her waspish headed son has broke his arrows, swears he will shoot no more, but play with sparrows and be a boy right out. Here Iris says, don't be afraid that you will have to see her. I met Venus and she was flying with her son in a carriage pulled by doves through the sky towards her home on the island of Paphos. They have been planning to put a magic spell upon this man and woman. The spell would have made them break their vow that they would not sleep together until Hymen's torch was lit on their wedding day. Venus, that lustful wife of Mars, has returned home again, and hot headed Cupid has broken all his arrows. He swears he will never shoot them again and will instead play with sparrows like a regular boy. Ceres, highest queen of state, great Juno comes. I know her by her gait. Here Ceres says, the most powerful queen, great Juno comes. I know her by the way she walks. Juno enters on the stage. Juno, how does my bounteous sister? Go with me to bless this twain, that they may prosperous be and honored in their issue. Juno says to Ceres, how is my generous sister? Come with me to bless this couple so they will be successful and have wonderful children. Juno and Ceres both sing the song. Honor, riches, marriage, blessing, long continuance and increasing, early joys be still upon you. Juno sings her blessings upon you. It means, may honor, riches, marriage, blessings, long life, and ever increasing constant joy be always with you. Juno sings her blessings to you both. Ceres says, earth's increase, foison plenty, barns and garners never empty, vines and clustering bunches growing, plants with goodly burden bowing, spring come to you at the farthest, in the very end of harvest, scarcity and want shall shun you, Ceres' blessing so is on you. Ceres says, the blessings of earth, plentiful harvest, always full barns and silos, vines full of clustered grapes, plants bending under the weight of their fruit. May spring follow right after the end of autumn's harvest. Lack and poverty will never touch you. That is Ceres' blessings for you. Ferdinand, this is a most majestic vision and harmoniously charmingly may I be bold to think these spirits. Ferdinand, this show is an incredible illusion with enchantingly harmonious music. Am I right to think that these are spirits that we are watching? Prospero, spirits which by mine art I have from their confines called to enact my present fancies. Prospero says, they are spirits that I have called out from their dwellings to perform my current fantasy all through my magic. Ferdinand, let me live here ever, so rare a wondered father and a wise makes this place paradise. Ferdinand tells Prospero, "Let me live here forever. Such a wonderful father in law and wife make this place a paradise." Juno and Ceres whisper, and they send Iris on a particular errand. Prospero, "Sweet now, silence." Juno and Ceres whisper seriously, "There's something else to do. Hush and be mute, or else our spell is marred." Prospero tells Miranda, who is about to speak, "Quiet for now, darling. Juno and Ceres are whispering about something serious. There's something else they must do. Be quiet and don't speak, or else my spell will be broken." Iris, your nymphs called naiads of the wandering brooks, with your surged crowns and ever harmless looks, leave your crisp channels, and on this green land answer your sermons. Juno does command, "Come, temperate nymphs, and help to celebrate a contract of true love. Be not too late." Iris says, "You nymphs called naiads, who live in the wandering streams, with your crowns of grass and always innocent looks, leave your cool streams and obey Juno's command. Come up on this grassy field. Juno orders you. Come, chaste nymphs, and help us celebrate the engagement of two true lovers. Don't be late." Enter certain nymphs. "Your sunburnt sicklemen of August weary, come hither from the furrow and be merry. Make holiday, your rye straw hats put on, and these fresh nymphs encounter every one in country footing. Now, you sunburnt farmers, so tired from all the work you must do in August, come here from your rows of planting and have fun. Celebrate, put on your straw hats and dance with these young nymphs." Enter certain reapers, properly habited. They join with the nymphs in a graceful dance towards the end, whereof Prospero starts suddenly and speaks, after which, to a strange, hollow, and confused noise, they heavily vanish. Prospero aside, "I have forgot that foul conspiracy of the beast Caliban and his confederates against my life. The minute of their plot is almost come." To the spirits, "Well done, avoid no more." Prospero, "I forgot about Caliban's evil conspiracy with his companions to kill me. The time for them to act on their plot is almost here." He tells the spirits, "Well done, spirits, now leave no more." Ferdinand, "This is